All right, so I have a bunch of hours in this game, as you can see here. One thing that I can say for sure is grenades are super important, okay? They can literally make or break your raids, okay? So it's important that you bring the right ones and leave out the bad ones. So yeah, today we're gonna be ranking them on this beautiful tier list right here that you can see. Starting off with light impact grenades. Now, obviously this grenade is not super strong. It only does 30 damage, but it's so cheap and you find it everywhere that it's kind of good in situations where, like, for example, you have a little rat. You just throw that and you chip his health little by little, which any amount of health is super important in this game. All right, so any chip damage can really affect a gunfight. So again, it is not a big damage dealer, it is not OP by any means, but it's not bad. You know, it's cheap where you can find it almost everywhere and you can craft it pretty easily. So I'm gonna put them in C tier. It's all right. Now for the blaze grenade, I would put it at B. It is good on certain scenarios, especially the ones where, you know, you have somebody in a room, you want to get them out, just throw that, it'll do some damage. It is 5 damage per second, so it is not super crazy. It is mostly annoying to deal with. I'm not putting it any higher because I also had accidents, plenty of accidents throwing it at myself, and that kind of sucks. But it's not a bad grenade at all. It's pretty effective for ratting people out, making sure they get out of the room. So for that, I'll put it in B. I had pretty good experiences with it. Next up, I have the glow sticks. Now this is just, I'll put it here. Nobody uses these, not even for PvE, okay? Nobody uses these at all. I'm just gonna put it there because why not? Yeah, the only reason you would bring these is just for fun. Okay, so next up I have the gas grenade. Now this one to me is kind of useless. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not using this at all. I used it like a couple times and I was always disappointed. So it really is trash, okay? Like, it only does stamina reduction. And I get it, stamina is important, but the fact that it does no damage at all kind of sucks. I never bring these. I don't ever pick these up. I might throw them just, you know, for fun, but it's pretty bad. It belongs here, truly. All right, the trusty fuse grenade. Now, I like the fuse grenade. It's like any grenade in any shooter, all right? It's the trusty or reliable. Throw it, it'll explode, it'll do its thing. And 80 damage is pretty damn good, I'm not gonna lie. So I'll put it B tier, but like top of the B tier. All right, next up we have lil smokes. In my opinion, any smoke is good smoke. Anything that disrupts line of sight from enemies is really powerful. It's really good because you can outplay them. So this little thing will go here. Yes, this little item here that you can find literally anywhere. Yeah, it's super cheap. This item is pretty good. Like, if I find these, I always pick them up just to have them. You never know, it's so good. So yeah, I'm just gonna put them in B tier, right in between those. So next up is the lure grenade. This is strictly for PvE. Not that bad, but PvE, yeah, whatever. Next one is the seeker grenade. Again, PvE. Let me put this right. Yeah, the seeker grenade is good for PvE. It's really good against arcs. I like using it. I like bringing a whole stack. It can definitely kill, so it's pretty good. But PvE for sure. All right, the showstopper. Now, to me, anything that stuns and has a pretty good duration is pretty damn good. So I'm gonna put this in A tier. Now, using the showstopper is really good against PvE. If you didn't know, it's really good against arcs, but it's also really good against PvP. So I will definitely put it here. It is really useful. All right, next up I have the sharpnel grenade. Now this one does 60 damage. It's uncommon, so green. It's pretty all right. If you find it, you know, you can keep it and throw it. It'll do something, okay? It is not the best though, but it'll do something. I'll put it right here in B tier, like right behind the fuse grenade. I have found myself using it a couple times here when I find it, and it does its job, you know. If you put it in the right spot, it'll do work. All right, the smoke grenade, the big one. This is the big boy, and let me tell you, S tier. These are so good, bro. Having smokes is so vital in survival sometimes, okay? Especially if you're like in blue gate on top, it is super duper important, all right? For repositioning, getting cover, getting out of a pickle, you know. Smokes are OP, okay? They will save your life, not only for PvP, but for PvE as well, okay, it's great. Okay, smoke grenades are super duper good, so I'm gonna put them in S tier. Next up is the sticky grenade. I love using this, especially when it sticks on people. I think it's super good. I'll put them in A tier. I love when I stick it to somebody and then they just run into their teammate and then, you know, causes them to both lose health. That's the perfect scenario. And then these ones are cheap, so it's awesome. I can have a lot of them. You can throw them like pretty fast too. So sticky grenades are nice, so I'll put them in A tier. The Trailblazer. Now these ones are super cool. Okay, I'll put them in A tier. It is really good, but yeah, really good for PvP and extremely busted for PvE at the moment. So definitely A tier. The only reason I'm not putting in S tier is because I don't use it that much. Whenever I do use it, it gets the job done. The Trigger Nade. I don't think I gotta say much. I think everybody understands where we all need to place this. Easily the most broken grenade in the game, in my opinion. Okay, 90% of the time you're winning the fight just having these. If you're the first one to throw this grenade and detonate it, you're winning that fight. It's good for any situation, even outside, even outdoors, bro. It's good there, it's good inside, super strong. Throw them in a room, they're dead. Throw them in the hallway, they're dead. Throw them in the stairs, they're dead. You can leave them somewhere and bait it out and then detonate a little bit later, they're dead. Plus, it's pretty easy to craft. I'm not gonna lie, get some processors and some crude explosives and you can craft a bunch of them. This is single-handedly the most overpowered grenade they have right now. It does 90 damage. Okay, 90 damage. So yeah, this grenade is literally busted. It probably can get nerfed one day, but yeah, it's insane. The trusty wolf pack. Now S tier PvE. Okay, now this is obviously the best grenade for PvE, period. I mean, it destroys anything, honestly. So yeah, PvE, this is the PvE demon right there. And then lastly, for the grenades, I have the tagging grenade. And you'd be surprised how much I do use this. I do like it, actually. At first I thought it was useless, but then I started using it effectively, and just being able to see through walls with this is overpowered. Okay, so I'm gonna put them in A. It's really good, it's really effective. Having that power to see through the walls, knowing where they are, it's really effective. So but yeah, this is my tier list with the grenades only. All right, bonus, I went ahead and added the traps as well, so let's get into it. All right, the blaze trap, I think is better than the blaze grenade itself. I like placing it and having it somewhere instead of throwing it, so it makes it easy for me, and I think it's more effective, honestly. And having multiple can be crazy, so I actually will put it on top over here of the B tier. It is actually really useful if you have multiple. It can get crazy. Next up is the deadline. Now I'm gonna put this in PvE right behind the wolf pack. I still believe the wolf pack is a little bit better for me. It's just the deadline is a little bit scary. It's when you put it on an arc, that thing will die. So it is the craziest one for PvE, but it is scary putting that thing down. And then for PvP, it's basically not that good unless you trap somebody and wait for it. It takes way too long to detonate. So next up is the explosive mine, and I personally love the explosive mine. Again, placing it somewhere and just waiting, it's amazing. All right, so I'm just gonna put it in the top of the A tier. I think it's super duper effective. Again, explosive mine, it's really good. Okay, so this is the gas trap. I think it's better than the one that you throw. Again, placing it is better than throwing it. So yeah, placing it in like doors or outside sometimes can be really effective. It'll slow them down and you can shoot them easy. So it is better than the actual gas grenade. So yeah. All right, and you also have the gas mine, which I don't know why it assists. I mean, you already have the trap, the original one, and you need a mine as well. I don't get it, honestly. I don't use it ever. If anything, I use the trap better. All right, next up is the jolt mine. I love this. I love the jolt mine so much. I'll put it right behind the trigger grenade. I think it's awesome. Overpowered. It's so good. It alerts you when people are there. Any stunning in this game will definitely help you out. So jolt mine is OP. It's S tier. I always use them. I always bring it. It's good for safety, you know, when you're looting an area. It's it's really good. Always bring one for sure. All right, the lure trap PvE, I don't use it. The pulse mine, nobody uses this honestly. Put a D. And then lastly the smoke grenade. Now I did say anything that has to do with smoke is really good, you know, disrupting enemy line of sight. But this one, it basically helps out the enemy more than it helps you, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'll put him C tier. Not that useful. It's all right, whatever. But yeah, this is my tier list right here, the ranking of all the grenades and mines. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Comment below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It was pretty fun making this video. So yeah, hope you guys have a great day and peace out.